Yeah, let me look over this for a second. Those stairs are kind of deep. Catch my breath. I have to get back in shape a little better after that month and a half sickness. Just really start with Jackson Wiggins. You know, he didn't have his best stuff today. The command wasn't there. But he fought, you know, and he was one or two pitches away from coming out of the game. And he got the out. So we left him out there. He ended up getting the other out. He came back. I think the fourth inning, that might have been his best inning. And, you know, he got through the fifth, started the sixth, they got an out, whatever. Walked a couple people, and then we got him. But, you know, give him credit for hanging in there and fighting. And, you know, he's got a knack for getting out of jams. And that's why you kind of learn. They show you what to do a little bit. But he got out of jam in the first. He got another jam in the second, only gave up one. You know, none of the so-called crooked numbers, just, you know, kept slipping out of him and pitching his way out of him. And again, we played outstanding defense behind him, made every play. And, you know, then you go to Zach Morris, who pitched great last Tuesday, kind of challenged him. I think that's the Zach Morris we need. That's what we need. Another guy, a left-hander. I actually ran into Zach today on the way out to the field to post, you know, to come out and stay out for the, you know, maybe an hour and a half before the game in the locker room. And I said, you be ready today. We're going to need you today. And it was good. He went out there and did it. And he got out some good hitters, made some great pitches, almost to the point where we were tempted to send him back out in the ninth. But, you know, he had thrown enough. And, you know, we had Brady hopefully to finish it. And if we needed to go to Taylor for maybe an out, we weren't going to use him today, but he pretty much told us he's ready to go for an inning, and he felt great. And luckily Brady got it done. And you know, we got us a good win after starting out like it wasn't going to go very well. Maybe this wasn't our day. Even the leadoff hitter got jammed and bloops went over the first baseman's head. There was one inning they hit two balls off the cap. One went over the first baseman's head, one went up the middle. And we got a hit like that too. It actually the one that gave us the lead, you know, but Wallace put the bat on the ball, pounded it over the pitcher's head into center field. And all of a sudden we're up 3-1. So really good win on a game three.
Dave, kind of speaking to what you're saying about Wiggins, I think he stranded 9 guys, bases loaded. And I think for the game, LSU had left 13 on base. But just the fact LSU, you know, they had so many chances to cash and they couldn't do it. I mean, how big was that? Because they could have, you know, been leading by 4 or 5 runs.
Oh, yeah.
There, you know?
I mean, I know as a coach, the feeling in the dugout when maybe you have a 1-run lead or a 2-run lead, but you just keep leaving guys on and on. And you know, the pitchers keep getting out of a jam. You just feel like, man, this is going to get us. And I'm going to say 75% of the time it does. And, you know, today we put together one inning, really in the 7th or in the 5th and then pitched our way all the way through. And like I told the team after the game, the bullpen all weekend was incredible. It was really good to see, like I said, Zach Morris jump into the mix and go out and just pitch like a veteran, like he's done it all year long. And he did it Tuesday, did it again today. And hopefully he can continue to pitch like that all year. And that's going to be a big piece to our bullpen.
Brady Slavin's 3 RBI today, had the home run, the sac fly. What do you think of him? Seemed like he had a slump for a little bit there, and he's hitting the ball a little bit better now.
Well, you know, he fought through that. I mean, we've discussed this a little bit over the last week or so with the media, with our team, that if you just keep working hard, and that's what he did, he finally got to the point where, hey, I've got to just work my way out of it. And he just went to work, did extra things, watched video from the past, and continues to hit. I mean, the sac fly was huge for us. He was down 0-2, and he found a way to hit that ball to the outfield and drive in that first run. And then the home run, is kind of a tough break. They had the infield in, and Wallace with 2 strikes hit the ball hard right at the shortstop. And if it had been, as close as they were, if it been 7 or 8 feet either way, get an RBI base hit. And then, it looks like we're going to leave a run stranded out there. And then Slavens, I think, hit the second pitch. He didn't hit it great, got extended, hit it off the end of the bat, but he's strong. The wind's blowing that way, and he hit it just far enough. So that was a huge swing for us. All of a sudden, the 2-run lead goes to 4. And obviously that's a big difference in a game, especially like this.
I think LSU was averaging 8 runs a game coming into this weekend, and you held them to 6 and 3. You mentioned getting your pitchers going, but to do it against a team that's has been as good as they are offensively, how does that make you feel?
Well, I feel good. I felt good after, Tuesday's game that our bullpen was going to be deeper, and that, our starting pitching was going to do a good job like it has been. And, if we got to a game 3 and it was 1-1, we were going to have enough guys to go out there and help us finish this thing off. And fortunately we were 2-0, and, Morris was kind of the extra guy this weekend. And, but we still need another guy or 2. And we got 2 games just in the midweek, Arkansas State, and then we go to A&M, and everyone I've talked to said A&M's better and they're dangerous. And so, there's a lot of season left, but that was a good way to finish off the first half of SEC play.
Say within the last day or 2 that it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you pitch as well as your team did Tuesday night, you're going to beat teams. What exactly did you see from them Tuesday night that gave you so much optimism?
Yeah, well, it was, like 4 or 5 guys just coming in and throwing the ball where they wanted it, more than one pitch, really good velocity, good tempo. We didn't walk anybody. I mean, we just attacked, and it gives you confidence, as a coach thinking, okay, they just did that. Then we talked about it. You just pitch like that. Doesn't matter what it says across the front of the jersey. You can get people out. And, that's what Zach did today.
What was your perspective on the play where they called Joe Bear out when he wasn't in the box? And then do you think that maybe gave y'all some momentum? Because I think it was that next half inning y'all got to him.
Yeah, I think he'd already been warned. I know he got warned once or twice, and maybe yesterday, the day before. I don't know if he'd been warned today. I don't know how the rule reads it if you get warned the day before once in a series, but he walked away and it looked like he was frustrated, and umpire told him to get back in. He just took his time, and I think he told him to get back in again, took his time, slowly started getting in, and Jeff had called strike 3. So I don't know how much momentum it gave us, but it gave them one less swing with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And he's a good hitter. So it frustrated them. And then, we came in. I mean, I think their pitcher came out and walked our leadoff man on 4 pitches. And so that's where it all started.
You mentioned being halfway through the league schedule. Are there areas that have exceeded even what you thought maybe they could do? And then also, are there areas you can still get better at the second half?
I think that it's been a little bit of, I'm not going to pinpoint anything. I think our starting pitching has been very consistent. I expect those guys to be lights out every time they go out there playing good teams with good hitters. I just want them to compete. I think the bullpens continue to get better. The defense has been solid all year. We made 1 error this weekend. And there were some difficult plays. So, no, I feel good about where we are. I said it a couple of weeks ago, and everybody's panicking about our offense or this or that. I said, we're fine. We're going to get better. We're right where we need to be. Better days are in front of us. And I still believe that. We play a bunch of SEC Western Division teams the next couple of weeks. And, it's going to be a battle. We're not going to win them all, but we're going to play hard every game. Our pitchers are going to compete, and I think our offenses continue to climb. We only struck out twice yesterday. Today we struck out 5 times. There's some pretty good stuff coming at us. So, really good job by the offense this weekend as well, just fighting, getting pitch counts up, frustrating, pitchers because they can't put us away. And I think it all leads to what happens maybe the last day, which was today, which is, bullpen they used a lot 2 days ago.
You might start in the 2 games against Arkansas State this week.
I'm not sure 100%, but maybe one of the guys that threw last week started on Wednesday. So you can look that one up. That'd probably be one of the 2 days.
You approach this midweek like you've approached the last couple, getting more playing time for some of the position players.
Well, definitely at the catcher position. We're gonna play our guys. They've got tonight to rest. They got Easter off, light workout on Monday, and these guys want to play. They want to play. If you're a baseball player, you want to play. And there's some guys that I'll discuss some things with, about taking a day off or not starting. Maybe come off the bench if we need you, but we need to put our guys out there. They need to stay sharp, and that's the plan going in. And you can't just you got to. It doesn't matter who you're playing; they can beat you, and you guys got to go out and play well.
Yeah, Dave, LSU, I think, came in with a 75-36 series advantage, so I don't think Arkansas was probably ever going to catch them. But you guys are 7-2 against them the last 3 years. And I remember after we asked about, you guys having a long winning streak against Mississippi State, you kind of reference, hey, somebody's done it to us. Think you know who it is? Probably LSU, I assume. So you're talking about, I mean, how good is it? You haven't swept them since 2011. It's only 4th time ever. Norm did it once. You've done it 3 times, I guess. How good is that to kind of turn that thing around?
Well, honestly, I mean, and I am being honest, I don't really pay attention to it. I just try to win every series. I mean, yeah, if you were 3-15 against somebody after, what would that be? How many ever series? It would be very frustrating, obviously, but it's just trying to win every weekend. And I tell our guys, they all count the same. Now it's great to sweep LSU because they're a ranked team. It's going to help our RPI. I mean, you could go on and the fans love it, but I mean, I don't get all carried away with it. I didn't go crazy with the team. I just told them happy Easter, and you guys just swept LSU. Great job. I'll see you Monday. And that's probably the end of it. So moving on to the next week.
And, Arkansas State series, assuming we're not going to get you before then. Obviously it's a big deal to them. I think they're 7-24, so they're not having a great year, obviously. But you were a guy that pushed for these in-state series, and the ULR game, that first one went bad, but ever since then, you guys have won every one of them. Just how do y'all approach the series? How do you think it's been playing all the in-state teams? Like,
I like it. I think it's good for the state, obviously, and I think it probably makes it easier for us scheduling wise, because it's tough to get teams to come here in April, midweek games. I mean, teams that travel in March, they're trying to avoid weather or whatever. And then, maybe we have a home and away with Missouri State or someone in the region, but it gives us more of an opportunity to stay at home. It's hard enough playing on the weekends when when you got to play the competition that we do. If you can stay home and play somebody on a Tuesday and a Wednesday or one of those days, you feel a little more rested, even though you're going to, head way off to Florida or wherever the case may be and play. So, I mean, they give us a great effort, the in-state schools. And, I told our guys a couple of years ago when we started playing them, we're not going to beat these people every time. They're going to beat us. It's baseball. And, Arkansas State, they've struggled a little bit this year, but they just I know going into today, they were 2-0 against Little Rock in 2 one-run games. And I thought Little Rock was pretty good. So you take a day off, you'll lose mentally. So mentally you take a day off and you'll get beat. So, but I'm looking forward to the games on Tuesday. It's that time of the year. We only got a few weeks of school left, and hopefully the weather will be a little bit warmer and we're playing baseball.
You had a nice conversation with Dick Hughes before the game,
Yeah.
and your players came out, formed a handshake line. I wonder just kind of what you thought about that whole scenario, seeing him come back after all these years, and what that's been like being around him today.
It was really nice, get to, just meet him, number one, thinking about a guy that been in the big leagues, played here. but hasn't been back to campus for such a long time. I mean, basically I asked him, met his wife, asked him how long they had all been married. I'm about 20 years behind him, but it's amazing to see that these days. And, you know, asked him what he was up to. And he told me that, you know, he's kind of had cattle and different things. And, you know, it's interesting. And I don't know his age, but shook the man's hands, got some big hands and they're strong. And sometimes you know, you don't lose your strength. And that guy's worked. And I really enjoyed talking with him.
He's 84.
Wow. It's amazing.
We're just glad to be up to anything.
What do you mean, Bob? I mean, what are you talking about there? I don't know.
As you can.
Okay, I done.